Hey guys, this is Joseph. This is going to be homework 3. We're going to make a title block in this video. So I'm going to walk you through it because there's a lot of buttons that you need to press, things like that. So this is just my awful rendition of a quick house I do in a couple seconds. I get a little pond and house. But let's say we want to present this to someone. Like I'm an intern as a civil engineer, and I'm like, hey, I want to give this to him. You never give them this because this, for one, looks tacky, and there's no name on it, no nothing, whatever. So if you look in the bottom, we have different tabs. We have model space, layout space, or it's often referred to as paper space, and we have two different things. So when we make the title block, we always make it in paper space. Why do we do this? Well, we do it in paper space so it's always the same, because if we make it in model space and then we scale the drawing to a different size, the title block will be scaled as well, and we don't want that. We want it to be always the same, always uniform, so it looks professional. So I'm going to go to layout 1, okay, and if you don't see, you see I have a piece of paper, blinking, a dashed rectangle, and then a solid rectangle. Okay, if this is called the viewport window. If you think of a picture frame, this is the frame part, and this is the picture. So if I double click in this, I can move it around, because sometimes you'll see this, like it will be completely white, right? And you're like, where's my drawing go? So what happens is, wait, I'm going to click out of this for a second. Come on. Okay, I'm going to hit Z for zoom, and then I'm going to type in extent. And we'll zoom to the extent of my drawing. Okay. Whenever we do a print, this layer should be off. Right now it's on my 0 layer, which is bad. But I always put it to something else. We'll just put it right there. And it should be turned off after you're done with it. So what I like to do is I like to stretch it to the corners, or in this case, I'm just going to delete it. Just flat out delete it, because I'm going to make a new one that will fit my title block. Delete it. So that deleted my picture frame. Whatever, that's cool. So I'm going to go to Layout Tools up here. Viewports. I don't want rectangular. I want polygon. Cool. So I'm going to turn on Ortho Projection, and I'm just going to make a rectangle. Okay, but my rectangle is going to be special now because I'm going to leave this corner over here for me. Okay, now let's get this to snap nicely. And ta-da. Right click, enter. Okay, now it's cool. I have my house here, and if you notice, it can't go in that little corner over there because I blocked that out. That's what we want. So I can put my name, date, stuff like that. Cool. So now that I've created my viewport, or I've modified it, I'm going to put it on another layer. I can get out of this. I should probably make a layer. You should definitely make your own set of layers like we did on homework 2. I'll just call this viewport. I'm going to make it a really wacky color, like purple. Okay. So, let me put that on the viewport layer. Viewport. Where'd you go? There it is. Okay, so now we have the viewport, and now I'm going to make my little title block. A lot of times if you work with a company, they have templates that you use. We don't have templates. You're going to make your own. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle in the bottom over here. Subdivide it however you want. It should be uniform relatively. We want it to look professional. And the things you're going to need on this, I won't subdivide it. Let's see how that works. That's probably way too big. Text. Start point right there. Height, 0.1. Okay, so what you're going to need, you're going to need your name. You're going to need the date. You're going to need what homework it is, so you're going to need a title, checked by, and then scale. This scale is really important because if you don't have this scale, your drawing's pretty much useless. I have no idea what to do. And of course yours is going to look a lot professional. You're going to take your time with it. It's going to look great. But I'm not going to worry too much about it. You guys can get the details. And do a good job with this, because you're going to be using this title block for the rest of your homeworks. We're going to do that right now. I'm going to save it as a block so we can put it in other things. So name, date, title, checked by, scale, all really important things. So what I want to do now is I'm going to save this as a block, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in, I'm highlighted it, I'm going to type in block, and I'm going to name it. I'm going to name it title block. Spell. I want to pick a point. I like to pick the lower right hand corner. I've already selected my objects, but I'll do it again. Right click. Cool, and then I can make a description. Basic title block used by Joseph Amati. Cool. And I would make this unitless because we're in paper space. We don't have a unit unless we designate it. So that's cool. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so now let's say I go to this layout, layout 2, and I want to put in that block that I just made. I would type in, I can go insert. It loads. Come on, AutoCAD. Insert right here. Title block. There it is, right there. Hit OK. And now my title block's right here. So I don't have to do all that work again. It's already saved. It's cool. But you have to make sure where you know where you saved it. So a title block only works within the drawing. We can do a W block, which is a right block. I'm going to do that real quick. So I'm going to pick a point again. Select objects. Right click, and then I get to choose my destination. I'm just going to put mine on the desktop because I'm going to delete it in a second. Okay, unitless. Okay, cool. Yes. Okay, now writing block is different from a block because now we can import it into other drawings. So that's a basic title block. We want it to be like this, and after we're done, we want to turn off the viewport. That's a big deal. We never want to see the viewport. It looks trashy. So you can look online for various types of title blocks. You can probably find one and download one. I don't really care. It'd be better if you draw your own. It should look neater than this. I just did this real quick for the video. Name, title, date. We normally do it in the right hand corner. Please do it in the right hand corner. Yeah, just make it look neater. That's the basic title block. That's all we're going to do today for the title block. We're going to be looking at scaling different things, which you'll need your engineering scale for. I got to draw the drawings that you'll be scaling on in a second. So we'll see how this goes. See you in class Monday. Bring your engineering scale. That should be it.